Welcome back, everybody. We are Beyond Movies, and Captain America Brave New World is only round the corner now. We are a week away. So, we thought, what a better time to let the people know what they need to watch, stuff they need to know.
Us. They need to watch us.
Yes, stuff they need to know, things they might want to watch before Captain America Brave New World comes out, so everyone's fully caught up. Now, what I would say is watch the entire MCU, but people don't have time for that. So we've just broke down some key things people are going to have to watch.
He broke them down. I did the production on this.
I'm going to break Kyle down in a minute.
Oh.
Right. Should we just get into it?
Yeah, let's start off with the first film. So, nice little transition there.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah. All done live.
See what I did there?
I see what you did there. He's fucking done it. So, we'll go back to the Incredible Hulk anyways. It's an interesting film, this one, because
a lot of people don't think it's MCU.
Yeah, but there's a lot of things that tie it with. I think it's like the main, obviously, the recasting and some of the bits that happen in the film kind of retcon some elements of the MCU, but at the same time, there's enough elements there to have it connect to the MCU that I think you can warrant it happen. It's like,
especially with Brave New World coming out, it has been like fully canonized pretty much.
Yeah.
We've got stuff like Tim Blake Nelson coming back.
Yeah.
Who was teased as a leader back in 2008.
Yeah.
And that's finally happening. It's our first exposure to Thunderbolt Ross and this super soldier program.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So it is actually a good starting point to jump in, because there's going to be a lot of elements from Incredible Hulk which play into Brave New World, which I'd never thought I'd be saying that about a Captain America film, but it's a semi-sequel to Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing is, like, just the fact of, we have this film that came out so long ago and not a lot of people have seen it. It's kind of interesting that, you'd kind of want to start with this film, because it's weird. There's so many things that you kind of should need to know, especially when it introduces Ross. This is our first introduction of Ross, so it's only a little post-credit scene, mainly with like Tony, where things are like kind of important going for the MCU, but he does play a significant role from what I remember it in the film, at least.
Yeah, no, definitely. And look, we'll get Betty Ross in that, who we know is going to be in Brave New World as well. So it is a good jumping off point. There will be things in this that will definitely help you in Brave New World. I'm assuming so anyway. A lot of the characters are coming back.
Yeah.
But I would then jump from Incredible Hulk to Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Oh, green screen's gone. No.
Fucking fix it.
I'm fixing it. I
told you, put it in order. Otherwise, I'm going to kill you.
I'm trying to do... Wait. Not the Hulk. That's not what we want. No. We don't want all we want...
No, we don't want that one.
Sorry, guys. We're still trying to figure it out. We don't want that one. Don't want that one.
Right, you want to blind your Hulk?
Okay, let's just go back to here.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, we are still figuring this thing out.
I've got it figured out.
It is fairly new to me.
I've got shit figured out.
You select the one you want.
Well, you've named them like stuff like old cunt.
Yeah, on your left.
That's the
there
one
we go. That's what we want. We got there in the end, guys. Yeah.
Right. Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Now you might be thinking, why would I go into Captain America 4 and miss out Captain America 1, the first Avenger? I kind of want to bring this more about Sam's story in the MCU. Whose phone's going on? Is that your phone?
That is my phone.
I'm going to kill you. I kind of want to make this about Sam's story, and this is our introduction to Sam. This is kind of the film where we learn the most about Sam, right up until Falcon and Winter Soldier. This is the most information we get about him. We know that he was a vet. He lost his partner overseas. And now, we didn't know at the time we were flying a wingsuit, but then we find that out later. And you learn a lot about Sam Wilson in Winter Soldier. Even though he's a secondary character and he comes back into the film about halfway through. But you know what type of man he is, because he's like, I'm going to put my life on hold right now and I'm going to help Captain America. There's no better reason to get back in, which he says. So, what are you thinking? Winter Soldier, good next step from Incredible Hulk?
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, Incredible Hulk is one of the ones I'd say you can potentially miss and just watch a couple of the clips on YouTube, especially that post-credit scene.
Yeah.
But for me, it's a must. It's where you're introduced to this character of Sam Wilson, and he's more of like, instead of being like a sidekick, he's more of like he's in a team with Cap. Same with like Black Widow. Whereas like Bucky was kind of, it did feel like he was a bit of a sidekick in the first one, but when it comes to Sam, it felt
Equals.
yeah, they were sort of, and for me, Falcon's such a cool character with his wingsuit and everything, but the thing that for me was the sort of like, Cap having a real friend after so long, and it's nice to see that for Cap. It's definitely one of those things that I really cherish about this film. I mean, it's a fucking fantastic film as well, but it's just the relationship between these two characters. You got that little scene with where they first meet, and he's writing down the book, and it's like you can tell Cap is just trying to,
and someone who relates to Sam.
Yeah.
And who relates to Steve as well. Yeah. Even though they served in the military at very different times.
Yeah.
They have this little conversation. It's like, you can't, it's like sleeping on your bed. It's like sleeping on a marshmallow. Yeah. It's just not the same.
Things that they can relate to. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think this is a definite must. Incredible Hulk, again, like I said, if you've got time, watch it. But if not, you can probably just watch a couple of the scenes. But with this one, it's obviously a definite.
Yeah, 100%. No, and you get to see what Sam's like without his suit on as well. We can kick ass all the time around. Now, before we move on to the next one I would recommend we watch, there's two that I do want to mention that I'd say you don't really need to watch at all. And it's Sam's next appearances, which is Avengers Age of Ultron.
Oh, wrong one.
So that's the next one you need to watch.
Oh.
But Avengers Age of Ultron, Sam's in that for, a minute? He has this conversation with Steve about tracking down Bucky, and then he appears as an Avenger at the end.
Yeah.
And then in Ant-Man, he has a fight with Ant-Man, and, he's an Avenger. I think it's pretty well established at the beginning of Captain America Civil War, which is the next film I'd say you need to watch, that Sam's an Avenger. You get that right away, and you know that he's got Cap's back. That's who he's with. That's who he's going to follow to the end of the line. He even says in that film, the people who wind up shooting at you usually wind up shooting at me.
Yeah.
So you get a good, more of who Sam is. Yeah. He's going to stick by his friend's side. He's going to choose Steve's side over the government. Potential to lose everything. Gets thrown in prison, but does get saved at the end by Steve. So where his morals are. He's essentially like Cap. He's willing to do the right thing. So, what do you say about Civil War? You think it's essential for?
I mean, Civil War's such a good film anyways. You kind of just want to watch it. I know, like, you're going into sort of in-depth with it, and I agree. I think, the relationship between these characters sort of cement in this.
Yeah.
And it really sort of... It's such a good film, great action. Falcon, I don't feel like he gets as much screen time as he did in Winter Soldier.
No, definitely not.
But, there's so much going on in that film that, but still, I'd recommend this as well.
And gets to be
one to watch.
And gets to be one of the first characters to fight Spider-Man in the MCU. Yeah. Sam and Bucky.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show you a lot about Sam's character as well, because he knows that he's not Steve's best friend, but Steve's his best friend, and he's willing to throw away his life so Steve can help his best friend, Bucky. Yeah. So, like I said, all this stuff, little details here, just shows you what kind of person Sam Wilson is. But anyway, next, I'd say Avengers Infinity War. Again, not in this film a lot, but if you want this kind of overarching story, not that one, Kyle, I swear to God.
I'm fixing it. I fixed it. I did it.
Avengers Infinity War.
Fuck you.
With a crazy cam. Avengers Infinity War. That, for me, isn't really a Captain America story, but you need it going into Endgame. And it shows you, look, they've been on the run for a couple of years now. Sam and Cap still together, fighting side by side. Follows him all the way to Wakanda to help Vision. They fight the Battle of Wakanda. Can't near enough win it. And then Thanos shows up. This man attacks Thanos with 2 submachine guns flying directly at him. What a madman. They don't win. Thanos snaps them away. And, yeah, completely gone. But, again, this just a little bit of the story, but I'd say it's an essential viewing, especially because this isn't about what affects Sam, this affects the world of the Marvel Universe, and you want to know what the world's like, especially later on.
Yeah, I'd say it's hard to, because obviously like there is big transitions in here, and like, you know, as little as, you know, screen time he gets in this film, and you know, with Sam, I mean, I think it's strange because you kind of want to have, you know, you need to know this information that, you know, Sam did go with Cap. He did go on the run. He, you know, along with obviously Vision and Scarlet Witch and Black Widow, and it kind of cements again their friendship and how like they're still going strong together. And you know, he doesn't get much screen time in the film, granted. So I think
but neither does Cap in this.
Yeah, I think it's one of those films where it's like, if you are willing to watch Endgame as well as Infinity War, then I'd say, like, you know, as a package, then definitely do both. But if you're just doing, if you want to limit it to like maybe like 3 films, then I don't know. I feel like you could probably skip this one out
and go Winter Soldier, Civil War, Endgame.
Potentially, yeah. If we're talking movies, because we've got another the show to talk about, so I'd say if you're going three films, I'd probably go Winter Soldier, obviously, Civil War, and then Endgame, just because, or, you know, maybe you can... I'd say swap Infinity War out for Civil War, but Civil War is very important, so you kind of need that. And I guess, you know, in a sense, you do need Infinity War, but if you kind of are already familiar with the film, I guess you could just go straight to Endgame. But that's where I'm at on it.
And that's let that take us straight into Endgame. Now, look... The Avengers, they've lost, and they go find Thanos. He's destroyed the Infinity Stones, so there's no hope whatsoever for these people coming back. Then Scott Lang comes back out of the quantum realm, and they think time travel. Let's go back in time, steal the Infinity Stones, bring everyone back, and then happy days, everyone. Now, they do that. Go back in time, get the Infinity Stones, bring everyone back. But they also bring back an alternate version of Thanos, who is very set on destroying the entire reality now, not just half of it. So the big 3, Thor, Cap and Iron Man, have to face off against Thanos. And look, it's looking like they're losing. Cap takes one final stand against Thanos with his broken shield, tightens it up, and walks towards his army. And then you hear, on your left, and a portal opens, and Sam flies through it, and that's it. The start of the battle for Earth, the battle for the universe, really.
Yeah.
Where the Avengers beat Thanos. Now, look, everyone were there. Every hero joined the Avengers, near enough. And obviously, at the cost of Iron Man's life, the Avengers win. Tony snaps all of Thanos' army out of reality. So, yay, Avengers win. But now Steve needs to take all the Infinity Stones and put them back to where they were stolen from, so he doesn't break the multiverse. Now he does this, but he doesn't come back through the time machine, and Sam and Bucky are there, and like, oh no. And then they look over to a bench, and there's an old man there. And what does this old man do? Gets his cock out, starts no.
Sorry, I'm just selecting the old cunt picture.
Yeah.
There we go.
They walk over to the bench, and it is no other than Old Man Cap. And he presents Sam with a shield. And Sam says to him, I won't let you down. And he says, I know you won't. Now, would you say Endgame is essential viewing for this?
I thought you'd never stop. This is more of a retelling of these scenes, to be fair, but at least, you know, we're not going to be get taken down like Heavy Spoilers was. Because we're not actually showing the footage.
But I'm wanking under the table.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Right.
I need to. Let's go to the funny cam. Oh, yeah, no, it's. like I say, it's hard to sort of narrow down. Like, there is very important key scenes, and yes, they are very short in these films. But this is like the biggest of the bunch, and this is why I say, you know, Winter Soldier, Civil War, and Endgame, because in Endgame this is the passing the mantle over. This is the shield going to obviously to Sam, which is very, very important, and you kind of need to know this. But at the same time, you know, he's in the end of the film. You know what I mean? Like he gets very limited screen time again.
So do you know what I think we should recommend instead? Then I'd say watch Winter Soldier, Civil War, and then maybe go on YouTube for like a scene pack of Infinity War and Endgame Sam Wilson scenes.
We're just basically telling them to watch YouTube at this point.
Yeah. Watch YouTube.
Yeah, watch movies beyond movies.
Mate, you said the old channel name.
I know, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, no. So anyway, after Endgame, the shield has been passed on to Sam Wilson. So he is now Captain America, or is he? That leads us on to Falcon and Winter Soldier. The second Disney Plus show we got on the Marvel Disney Plus shows we got. And right at the beginning of this, Sam gives up the shield for reasons which he explores later in the season, which are real repercussions he's facing in real life today. The actor Anthony Mackie is pretty much why he gave up the shield in the show. It's because of how people are acting now. But we won't get into that. So, Kyle, Falcon and Winter Soldier. This goes through and it tells the entire story of the shield. He hands it to the government gives it to someone else. That someone else, John Walker, dishonours the shield, kills someone in broad daylight with it.
Gets blood all over
that shield.
But technically, I mean, it's not technically Steve's shield. I mean, it is, but it's it's a multiverse version of it, so we don't know the origins of the shield. It's from
we don't, which is very interesting still, because this is a different shield to the one that was used in.
Yeah, just a shameless plug there. I'm working on a video about the shield, and I'm not involved in this cunt.
So yeah, this person dishonours the shield. Bucky and Sam beat him up real good, take the shield back. Sam then trains with the shield, and then Sam finally accepts that he needs to be Captain America with a little Wakandan help. He doesn't take the super soldier serum because he ain't about that life. He's got wings, and boy, ain't that a brilliant costume.
That looks awesome.
It does look awesome.
It does look really nice.
So if you can only watch one thing before Brave New World, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Even though it's not the best thing on this list, it's the thing that'll explain the most stuff to you. So, Falcon and Winter Soldier, where, would you say there's like episodes that can skip out, or is it all pretty essential viewing?
That would have been good earlier for Winter Soldier, this image. Sorry, I'm currently trying to work this thing out. It's odd because like you said, the show isn't great. I know that originally the show was meant to be different, but COVID changed that.
Final episode's brilliant.
Yeah, the final episode is really, really good. But there is some really good moments in the show, and it is a Disney Plus show, so it does suffer from that format. But I would say give it a watch. If you've got the time, definitely give it a watch. If not, you're gonna you might be a little bit, because I don't want to spoil it for Brave New World, but there's a character in the trailer.
Yes.
And they kind of get introduced.
Two characters. We've got the new Falcon and Isaiah Bradley.
Yeah.
So yeah. Now look, do we know going into this, like, we might watch Brave New World next week and think, oh wow, you could have finished Endgame, thinks he gets the shield and that's it.
Yeah.
We don't know as of now, but I'd say Falcon and Winter Soldier is essential viewing.
I mean, it does introduce, of course, John Walker, which I think is a great character. I mean, I don't think people understand the whole concept of you're not meant to like this character. I know, like in some cases where it's like, it's like, oh, I really like the Joker and stuff like that in, like, say, the Batman films. But, Marvel did something a little bit different here, where it's like, no, you really don't like this character, and it feels like he's disrespecting the legacy of it.
Managed to like him at the end.
Oh yeah, no, it completely shifts over, and you end up really sort of enjoying his character, and he's one of my favourites now in the MCU. I think he was definitely very misunderstood.
Big reason why I'm super excited for Thunderbolts.
Yes.
John Walker.
Yeah.
So yeah, right, guys, that is our essential viewing. What you need to know, whatever you want to call it, before Captain America: Brave New World. That comes out next week on Valentine's Day. So I'm taking Kyle away from his girlfriend, and he will be my girlfriend for the day. Isn't that right, Kyle? So, thanks for watching. What do they need to do, Kyle? Subscribe, like the video, and donate to Kyle because he's lost his job to AI.
Oh no!
Oh, get off me face!
The tragedy.